So I make tons of videos on cars, and all of which I find interesting, but every now and again there is one that really stands out. And today we will be covering one of these, and this is the Volkswagen Scirocco bimotor, a car that represents one of the most radical and inventive concepts in the world of hot hatches, and even in motorsports. Born out of Volkswagen's ambitions to compete in the highly competitive world of Group B rallying during the 1980s, the twin-engine Scirocco was a daring experiment that, despite its promise, ultimately remained a fascinating prototype, as the car never made it to production. By the way, Group B was just the best era, and some of the coolest cars out there come from this time. Anyways, let's get into the story behind this insane car. So the 1980s were a period of incredible innovation and experimentation in the world of motorsports, particularly in rallying. The permissive homologation rules of the time allowed manufacturers to build wild performance-focused cars that could be adapted for street use. Audi had revolutionized the World Rally Championship with its all-wheel drive Quattro, forcing other manufacturers to rethink their strategies. Amid this technological arms race, Volkswagen saw an opportunity to shake off its ethno-car image and compete on the World Rally stage. The driving force behind the Scirocco bimotor project was Klaus-Peter Rosierus, the head of VW Motorsport at the time. Klaus was inspired by the success of Audi's Quattro and its game-changing all-wheel drive system, but with limited resources and a reluctance from VW's upper management to invest heavily in a direct competitor to Audi's rallying efforts, he had to think outside the box. His bold solution was to forgo the development of a traditional all-wheel drive system altogether, and instead equip the Scirocco with two engines, one on each axle. This effectively made the Scirocco a twin-engine all-wheel drive car, but without the complexities of a conventional all-wheel drive setup. The project initially seemed wild, but it made sense for several reasons. First, it allowed VW to use existing components, namely the 1.6-litre inline-4 engines from the MK1 Golf GTI, thereby avoiding the need to develop a larger, more powerful engine. Second, this approach provided the added benefit of distributing power across all four wheels without the need for a central differential. Lastly, the use of off-the-shelf engines and components made the project more cost-effective, which was crucial given VW's budget constraints at the time. Now, the first Scirocco bimotor prototype was developed in 1983 with assistance from custom car builder Kurt Bergman and a small team of engineers. The car was based on the second-generation Scirocco chassis, which received substantial structural reinforcements, particularly at the rear, to accommodate the additional engine. The car was also fitted with Bilstein, competition suspension, and larger ventilated discs at all four corners to handle the increased power and weight. Each of the 1.6-litre inline-4 engines produced 110 horsepower, giving the bimotor a total output of 220 horsepower. This was a significant amount of power for a compact car in the early 1980s, and engineers were confident that the figure could be boosted well beyond 300 horsepower. With further tuning, the key to making the twin-engine setup work was a complex system known as e-gas, which synchronized the two engines and gearboxes, allowing the car to be driven using a single set of pedals and one gear shifter. Volkswagen's management was initially skeptical, but after seeing the first prototype in action, they were impressed by how much had been achieved with minimal resources. As a result, Klaus was given the green light to take the project even further. Now, by the time the second bimotor prototype was completed in 1984, Audi's Quattro had already established itself as a dominant force in rallying, and VW's management saw an opportunity to leverage the Scirocco bimotor to bolster VW's reputation. The new prototype was fitted with two 1.8-litre inline-4 engines, each producing 180 horsepower for a combined output of 360 horsepower. This made the bimotor significantly more powerful than the Audi Quattro road car, which at the time had an output of 302 horsepower. The second prototype also featured a more aggressive exterior design with wider fenders and other visual cues that gave it a sportier, more purposeful look compared to the standard Scirocco. The car was designed to gauge public interest in a potential homologation special, a limited run of road legal versions that would allow VW to compete in the Group B Championship. But despite the car's promising performance and initial enthusiasm from VW's management, the Scirocco bimotor project ultimately hit a dead end. You see, by 1985, Group B had become notorious for its extreme danger, with multiple fatalities leading to increasing scrutiny from motorsports governing bodies. Word of the bimotor's development reached the FIA, which sent strong signals that it would not allow a twin-engine car to compete in the WRC, despite the fact that the homologation rules did not explicitly ban such a setup. With the prospect of rallying competition off the table, VW's management saw little reason to continue the project, and a decision was made to cancel the project's plans. The two Scirocco bimotor prototypes remained as promotional vehicles and eventually found their way into Volkswagen's museum, where they continue to fascinate enthusiasts to this day. To end it off, even though the Scirocco bimotor never reached production, its story remains an interesting chapter in Volkswagen's history. The car's twin-engine design was crazy but innovative, and it demonstrated that even in the face of corporate reluctance and limited resources, creativity and engineering prowess could produce something truly remarkable. But at the end of the video, please let me know what you guys thought of the video and what you guys think of this car. Do you like it as much as I do, or do you think it's dumb and an overly complex way to produce an all-wheel drive car? Let me know down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you guys did like it, you'll most probably like most of my other stuff. So just go through my channel, see if there's something else I like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?